Look, Ma, I'm Jack's Films.
Now that's comedy.
So if you've been living under a rock, or don't keep up with pony-related news like I do, then you might not have seen that a potential 6th generation for My Little Pony has been leaked recently. And I kind of want to do my best to try to explain exactly what this is and what it could mean for the future of the franchise. So let's start from the beginning from what we know. This all supposedly started when a Spanish company by the name of Panaderia posted a presentation on their website talking about a concept known as the shared ponyverse, which promised a lot of things, but chief among them was a new animated series that would bring together multiple characters from different generations of My Little Pony. Seems promising so far, right? That's its own separate thing that we'll get into a bit later, but the more pressing thing that has people in a tizzy is that concept art for another project came out showing G4 and G5 characters together in a brand new art style that is supposedly for a new show titled Camp Cutie Mark. To make things even more complicated, a 6-minute pitch video then started circulating online, which was basically just, I don't know, colored in storyboards and moving PNGs with voiceovers. So I'm gonna do something a little risky here. I haven't seen this thing circulating on YouTube that much, so I think I'm just gonna put the entire thing here for you to watch, and then we'll talk more about it afterwards. But before I do that, I'm just gonna put a little bit of a disclaimer in place, because I don't think Hasbro will claim or take down this video, but in the small chance that they do, I'm just gonna put this disclaimer here that if the video all of a sudden cuts because I have to cut it out, or if I have to take down the video, you know why. So here it is. So as you could probably glean from that video and the concept art images that have been circulating online, the main cast for this show would consist of Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Misty Bright Dawn from G5. Not Sunny Star Scout, huh? No Sunny or Zip? Well, that's a little disappointing, to be honest. I like those characters. These characters would be attending a magical summer camp called Camp Cutie Mark. I know, right? Crazy. Where they would be learning about friendship and trying to discover their special talents and earn their cutie marks. And I'm also assuming that magical hijinks and adventures would ensue. Interestingly enough, even though that this has been labeled as G6 by fans, apparently Hasbro doesn't call this G6 internally. It's instead being referred to as Friendship is Magic 2.0 or G4.1. The credibility of these sources really isn't up to snuff. This is just what I could find, so take it with a grain of salt. Whatever this would eventually be called was supposedly planned to be announced in October of 2025, and then premiere the following year in the fall of 2026 to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Friendship is Magic. But here's where things get a little hairy. So, according to M-, who, if you're not familiar with, is a very, very credible leaker in the community, Ponyverse is canceled, and Camp Cutie Mark is also scrapped. And to add insult to injury, My Little Pony G5 is essentially dead in the water, with Season 2 of Tell Your Tale being the last of it, as it slowly airs the rest of its episodes over the next year or so. But here's another nugget for you to sit on. Hasbro has potentially been reaching out to people who are posting these leaks online and asking them to remove them. And I know what you're thinking. You might be saying like, well, I mean, come on, Wildcard. They could just be faking those screenshots and messages and saying that just for clout and attention. Okay, but here's the thing. Hasbro also reached out to the moderation team that runs the forum Equestria Daily and had them remove their post regarding Camp Cutie Mark. But here's also another funny thing. The post on EQD regarding the Ponyverse is still up, but the post regarding Camp Cutie Mark isn't. Coincidence? I think not. Hi, so me from the future editing this. That post was still up at the time of recording, but as of me editing this, the Ponyverse post has also been removed from Equestria Daily, so the plot thickens, I guess. So, what can we conclude from what we know so far? One, the Ponyverse concept is definitely canceled. Second, if, and big if, Hasbro is actually reaching out to independent creators and sites like Equestria Daily to take down their posts regarding this, then it's more than likely that Camp Cutie Mark, or at least something like it, isn't actually scrapped and is still in early development and just isn't ready to be shown to the world yet. So is G6 cancelled? Well, yes, but actually no. What does this mean for the future of the franchise and the fandom? Well, I've seen a pretty split opinion so far online. Some fans are very excited at the proposition of their favorite G4 characters interacting with characters from G5, while on the flip side, there's quite a bit of discord about potentially Hasbro ruining the memory of G4. I can understand the arguments of both sides, but just to play devil's advocate for a second, bringing back old characters to newer generations is not a new concept for My Little Pony. I mean, come on, characters like Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Scootaloo, even villains like Tyrek and Grogar were all characters that existed in previous generations and were brought back and modernized. And a lot of them are fan favorites. It's obvious that Twilight, Pinkie, and Rainbow Dash wouldn't be exactly like their G4 counterparts, as there's always some sort of change in personality. But honestly, I kind of get the feel that Misty would be about the same. The point that I'm trying to make is, please don't judge this idea solely based on these leaked concept arts and pitch video, because it could be good. It's obviously very early on in development, and right now it's up in the air as to whether or not it's even actually happening. But it would make sense to do something like this, since with the failure of G5, and the 15th anniversary of Friendship is Magic coming up, Hasbro would want to cash in and capitalize on the nostalgia for their most successful generation. So to summarize, a lot of stuff came out and leaked, the Ponyverse is cancelled, Camp Cutie Mark is maybe cancelled, maybe not, maybe being reworked into something else, and Hasbro is potentially reaching out to creators who talk about it and asking them to take down their videos and post. I don't normally do videos like this, but I really wanted to weigh in on something like this because it seems like a pretty big thing if it actually is true. So if you like videos like this, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll do more. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm the Wildcard, and I'll see you next time. Peace.